Console gamers have spent the last 4 years making a frustrating choice every time they boot up a new game. Do you want it to look beautiful, or do you want it to feel smooth? Selecting Fidelity Mode pushes the game to a crisp 4K resolution, but it restricts the frame rate to a sluggish 30 frames per second. To reach a fluid 60 frames per second in Performance Mode, developers have to actively remove visual assets like pedestrians or environmental details from the game world to maintain that speed. Sony engineered the PS5 Pro specifically to eliminate this binary choice. The entire existence of this hardware rests on a single premise: delivering the high refresh rate of Performance Mode alongside the high-fidelity graphics of Fidelity Mode at the exact same time. That technological achievement immediately hits a wall of financial reality. The console carries a $700 retail price. This marks a sharp departure from standard hardware cycles, placing the device squarely in a luxury premium tier rather than acting as a standard replacement for the base model. Yet, for a device targeting the high-end market, the box omits expected enthusiast features. You get the standard white DualSense controller instead of the $200 DualSense Edge. Upgrading also requires an external investment. To actually notice these graphical enhancements, you need a high-end television capable of displaying them. We are not here to debate if the graphics are good. They are. Our goal is to determine whether your specific gaming setup and habits justify paying this luxury tax. The core technological engine driving the PS5 Pro is PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, or PSSR. PSSR is a proprietary AI-driven upscaling technology that reconstructs lower-resolution images into sharp 4K-like visuals. This shows how the technology works. The hardware renders a low-resolution image to save processing power. AI rapidly fills in the missing visual data, creating a high-definition output. By offloading this work, developers get a surplus of processing headroom, maintaining 60 frames per second. In practice, this means the Performance Mode for Spider-Man 2 on the Pro actually features more pedestrians, vehicles, and foliage than the Fidelity Mode on the base PS5. PSSR alters the developer budgeting process, allowing them to deliver dense, populated game worlds without sacrificing high refresh rates. The hardware's secondary major upgrade is enhanced real-time ray tracing. Ray tracing is a rendering technique that simulates the physical behavior of light to create realistic shadows, lighting, and reflections. Taking Alan Wake 2 as the benchmark, the upgraded hardware introduces complex reflections in puddles and glass windows that were previously absent. This creates a level of verisimilitude, where natural atmospheric lighting and accurate facial shadows make these virtual environments feel genuinely lived in rather than sterile. These subtle atmospheric details improve immersion. However, they will be largely imperceptible if you play on a standard monitor or if you typically skip narrative-heavy titles where lighting and atmosphere take center stage. Beyond internal processing power, the physical realities of the box present a distinct set of trade-offs, starting with a significant storage boost. The unit comes standard with a 2 terabyte solid-state drive. This doubles the capacity of the original launch model, easily accommodating the massive file sizes of modern AAA games. But that extra storage comes alongside a major omission. The standard $700 box lacks a physical disk drive completely. For physical collectors, the math changes quickly. Adding the detachable disk drive pushes the true entry cost to $780. While doubling the internal storage is a welcome upgrade, that $80 physical media penalty erodes the value of the hardware when compared directly to the standard PS5 Slim. To determine if the Pro makes sense for you, we have to map its capabilities against your specific hardware profile and display setup. First, consider the demographic currently owning a base PS5 and using a standard display. In this scenario, keeping your 2020 hardware means accepting minor visual compromises, but modern games remain highly functional and visually competent on the base system. The verdict for these owners is to skip the Pro. The incremental increase in atmospheric lighting and pedestrian density isn't worth a $700 reinvestment. The second path applies to the enthusiast with a high-end display. Pairing the Pro hardware with a 4K 120Hz television achieves the current ceiling of living room gaming performance. For these users, the verdict is to buy. It successfully delivers a high-end PC tier of visual polish with the simplicity of a console. Finally, we have the user who is entirely new to the ecosystem or looking to move away from a desktop setup. The final verdict for peak performance seekers is to buy. The PS5 Pro offers a plug-and-play path to high-end performance, though its fragmented pricing model means the $700 sticker price is only the beginning.